My name is Phyline Adisa, and of course, we go live every single Saturday from 5 to 7 p.m. And I do not do this alone. I have my very own DJ, who I'll let this time around introduce himself.
Oh, Hugh Skills here. H to the U to the E to the S to the I. Double L Z.
Right.
Yep.
All right, so what are you playing for us as we move on?
Okay, today I'll be a little bit hard.
Yeah.
As you have seen, I'm going hype and hard. And then as we go to the next segment, I'll do a lot of symphonic metal. Yeah.
All right, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, so it's all about symphonic metal, melodic metal, and just a little bit of hard rock for the softers.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, guys, so I'm at Phyline Jean across all social media platforms. Find us on YouTube at Y254 channel, on Twitter, Y254 channel, on Facebook, Y254 TV. We have a post, so go comment below. Let us know what the DJ can play for you. But earlier on, before you took a break, I told you today we'll be addressing matters drugs. I'm talking about drug addiction, how to get over it, and after you're done with that, how do you move on with life? And I'm not alone. I have my guests in the studio. They'll be helping me break that down. So right here, I have Mr. Joel. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay, so you'll just, you'll use the mic.
It's okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I have another guest in the studio. Sorry, please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Morris Nyangweso, or they call me Coaches.
All right, welcome to our studios. And I understand it's not the first time you've come here.
Yeah, I've been here before, and so it was lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're excited to have you back.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
All right, so maybe you can just go ahead, tell us your names and what it is that you do.
Yeah, my name is Joel Gitali. I'm the chairman Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance, KETCA. I'm also a teacher by profession and a psychological counselor.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and our guest will also tell us what it is that he does right now.
Thank you very much. I'm Morris Nyangweso, or they call me Jina Mtani Coaches.
Hey, Coaches.
Yeah.
Unacheza futa, una mentor wa youth when unacheza futa ama?
Yeah, I used to play football, but I didn't manage to go for a higher level. So I decided when I retire, I just leave my legacy to the young generation. Yeah.
Okay, welcome to our studios as well. We're excited to have you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Mr. Joel, I'll start with you. Of course, you can tell you are the chairman of Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance in Kenya.
Yes.
So what is your position? What it is that you do for, okay, in your position, what does it entail?
Yeah, the Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance coordinates tobacco control activities in the country among the civil societies. So what we do is to support legislation or policies that advance tobacco control in the country so that tobacco doesn't actually cause an epidemic in our country. We work together with the Ministry of Health and other civil societies and partners from outside and within Kenya to ensure that we have got proper policies developed and then we follow to ensure that these policies are implemented together with other stakeholders in the country.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've seen like in other countries we have like a no tobacco day in other countries. Do you have that in Kenya?
Yeah, it is celebrated all over the world. This one, the day is observed all over. It's a WHO day, and Kenya really takes part in it. We are very active every year, including this year we did it in May, and it applies to every country that is a member of WHO.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, sawa. And real quick, maybe you can tell us, okay, first of all, you used to have a good life and then you got involved in drugs, kidogo, and then somehow that landed you in prison, but right now you're back and you're reformed. Maybe you can just take us through the journey. How was that and how did prison happen? Yeah.
This journey started when I finished the primary school. So my brother introduced me to the drugs. And the drugs which I used to was marijuana.
Right.
So I started small a little bit, but I got addicted. When I got addicted, I feel that steam is not great. So I advanced to another drug,
right,
which is called heroin. Then I started injecting myself. So I end up being not having money. So I decided to, when you don't have money, you have to steal.
Right.
So
yeah,
I
true.
end up to being participating in some crimes so that I can get money to go and get that drug.
Right.
Yeah.
And you spoke about cocaine. How available is it? Like right now, if I wanted heroin, I'd rather, right? You said it's actually available. You started with bangi and then you advanced to heroin. How did that happen? How do you even find heroin?
It is very easy. There at Kawangware, there is a lot of these brokers who used to sell for youths. So heroin is very easy. It is much cheaper, and you can get it very easily. Yeah.
All right, so Mr. Joel, are you aware of this? Like heroin is actually available in the market and it's available to the youth. And I'm not just talking about between the ages of maybe 18 to 24. I'm talking about kids who are still in high school. Do you guys actually know that? Do you hear such cases?
Yeah, we know that these cases are there, and all manner of drugs, not just heroin, but all manner of drugs are being peddled and used, or rather abused by the youth in the country, both in school and out of school, and we are very much aware of this, especially in our towns. And then because of that kind of interaction between the youth, they find their way into institutions of learning.
Right.
So we are very much aware. We've seen the damages, and we are together addressing the problem.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so we're speaking about high school kids who are actually engaging in drugs. The first time we talked about this, we were talking about who's to blame. Are they the parents? Are they teachers? Now, maybe you can actually tell us. These kids are young and they have access to these drugs and they have money. What do you think actually makes such young kids indulge in such stuff?
Now, we blame the adults. Because we have those people who want to make quick money, and they know how to do it. They target the young people because those are fellows who are at the age of discovery. It is very easy to cheat them, to lure them into buying the drugs, and therefore they recruit those that we can term as salespeople, even among the young people. So they get the drugs even from outside the country. Then they now know those that they use within, so as to ensure that the drugs are sold to the youth. And they really have a well-established network. That's why they even enjoy impunity. You'll find that the small people who peddle drugs are arrested and jailed, but the supply continues.
Yes.
Because the real cartels, those fellows who are really involved in it, enjoy a lot of impunity. They have the money, they can buy their way out.
Right.
So that is how this continues to actually wreck the lives of young people in the country.
Yes, and I was reading some article and they say that 77 million in Africa we have 77 million tobacco users and the number is actually expected to grow. But like in some parts of North America and sometimes in Europe as well, the number is actually decreasing. But Africa, the market is fast growing and they are targeting Africa now. Most of the farms are targeting Africa because they think the market is here. What are you doing as the chairman to make sure that this doesn't happen?
That's about tobacco now.
Yes, that's about tobacco.
Yeah, tobacco is a big problem in Africa, and especially now, we are actually appealing to you, the media, the journalists, because you have now become the target. The international companies, especially the Philip Morris, they are really targeting journalists. They've had meetings in Africa, 4 of them.
Yes.
One was in Naivasha in Kenya, and the most recent was in Johannesburg in South Africa.
Yeah.
And they want to use the media. They know that the media, once you get hold of the media, either you gag the media not to spread the health messages, or you make use of the media to spread false messages, wrong information, then you will have attained your goal. So that's what they're actually doing, trying to confuse everybody. And we are saying that you people, you must be very vigilant.
Yeah.
Don't just attend any meeting that you are called. In fact, in the past, some of these media houses could call us and ask us, we have been invited to such and such a meeting. Do you know anything about it?
Yes.
And then we could guide them accordingly.
Right.
This time, they have even formed a network in Africa that is going to be misused by tobacco companies to actually do some business for them. And we are praying that that will not happen. But then in Kenya, according to research that was conducted in 2014, it was shown that those below 15, children below 15 who smoke in Kenya are 1.5 million.
That is a large number.
So you can imagine that kind of thing, what we call the global youth tobacco survey.
Yeah.
And then those above 15, of course, adults, they are called adults, that's according to WHO.
Yeah.
Above 15 up to 100 or beyond, they were 2.5.
Yeah.
So you see, that means by that time, around 4 million Kenyans were smoking. And then you ask yourself, how much does one stick cost?
Yeah.
And then this one is, a smoker smokes an average of how many in a day? How much is that when you convert into shilling?
A lot of money.
Yeah, and then even if they smoke just one, imagine 4 million cigarettes being smoked in a country every day.
Yeah.
So if you go by an average of 5, then you can see how much that is.
Yeah.
So it goes into billions of shillings every year that we are losing. And then you can now imagine these young people, you are saying that they are able to buy cigarettes, they are able to buy other drugs.
Yeah.
The problem is what you have already stated. There is accessibility.
Yeah.
And in tobacco control, we talk about demand reduction strategies or measures and supply reduction measures, whereby we have measures that are meant to ensure that we don't have enough supply, or we don't have supply on the market, that these fellows don't have everything that they want just ready for them to go and consume, and that those who are producing tobacco products don't supply too much into the market.
That's true.
And then we have the demand reduction measures that are meant to dissuade the consumers from consuming more.
Yeah.
So, or even those who have not started to be prevented from starting the habit.
Yeah.
So those things are there. But the problem is, as I've said, impunity. And then the thing that you are seeing being fought at present, counterfeits and the contraband goods.
Yeah.
Goods that find their way into the market. So even if there are measures to reduce supply, unless we curb this illicit trade, you still find the market flooded. Like recently you heard of cigarettes, which if they were given to Kenyans, Kenyan could have received 5 cents. And these were goods that had entered the country illegally.
Yeah.
And those targeted, as I've said, are young people. So you keep wondering now, these are adults and even those in parliament. They are supposed to pass laws that that protect the youth. Because a country that does not look after its youth, a country that does not look after its children.
Okay, excuse me, you just use this? All right, sawa, okay.
So a country that does not look after its young people and children is a country that is going to perish.
Yes.
There is a lot that should be done to ensure that we protect these young people. And I'm appealing even to the parliamentarians when they pass laws. You know, it is wrong for you to be there and you are not concerned with your children. that you don't want your children to give you grandchildren. Because when they go smoking, using drugs, you know, finally they become impotent. That's one of the things that happens when you smoke.
All right, we'll be talking about that, about some of the...
You know, I get so irritated when I look at some of those things.
Yeah. Come back. But first of all, okay, maybe you can just pass the mic to him.
Thank you.
Now, we want to find out from Morris. So Morris, now you're in prison. You started using hard drugs. Somehow it landed you in prison because because these drugs are expensive. So you need to find whatever you can sell to be able to get the drugs. So for that reason, you end up in prison. How long was that, and what was the turning point for you?
Okay, I used to go to prison almost every year. I used to go to prison.
Oh, so it was not like a one-time thing. It's something that will happen.
Yeah, it was regularly.
Yeah.
I used to go when I've been found guilty with some malicious damages. Then I go there, the prison, and then I serve the sentence, and then I be released.
Unarudi tena mtaani.
Unarudi tena mtaani.
Unaanza tena.
Tena. Sasa tena tu narudi tena tu jela. So I used to be called jailbird.
Hadi wakakupea nickname.
Mpaka nikapatiwa nickname. Sasa mimi naendanga tu nyumbani, tena narudishwa. Naenda nyumbani tena narudishwa.
Na hii time uko prison, I want to know one thing. Ukiwa prison sio ni kama ushaachana na drugs because you don't have access in prison. Ama prison bado kuna a way you find that.
No. Prison ndio depot.
Yes.
Prison ndio depot. Drugs, aina zote ya drugs ziko pale.
So mimi najua ukishaenda jela, you don't have access to drugs. So by the time unarudi mtaani, hiyo story ushaachana nayo juu.
Sasa huko ndio makao makuu. Yote utapata.
Yes.
Hata yenye huko raia iko pale jela bado.
Wow.
Still iko jela. So niliendelea tu hivyo but ilikuwa 2007 So nilishikwa na makosa kubwa Kenya. Robbery with violence.
Yeah.
So when I was taken to community maximum prison, there I found one pastor who pastor ndiye aliniombea, then nika receive Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So when I receive Jesus Christ, nika reform. Nikasema kama hii ndio maisha nimekuwa nikipitia, kwenda nyumbani narudishwa jela, singetaka hivyo.
Yeah.
So I received Jesus Christ, and then that's where I found we met there with my friends, and then we decided to come up with a group called Team Change.
Oh, Team Change.
Team Change means yenye ulikuwa unafanya kitambo umeachana nayo, umechange, we ni kiumbe kipya.
Right.
Na tuko na hashtag inaitwa kureform ndio form.
Oh, nice. Very creative.
So we have the founders there, wako mtaani, hata najua sasa hiyo wanani watch.
Yeah, a big shout out to them by the way.
Now we shout out kwa Kishki, Adan Kishki.
Tuambie story, alafu before tumalize, nitakupatia time wa shout out. Sije najua ni wengi.
Ni wengi sana.
Yeah, sawa.
So hii life ya jela ilikuwa ni critical sana, na unajua tu nilikuwa nimemaliza hiyo KCP. So mzazi wangu hakuwa na uwezo wa kunipeleka kidato cha kwanza.
Right.
But I was called in Kirinyaga High, but my parents were not able. I was living with a single parent.
Oh.
So alikuwa yeye anafanya tu kazi za vibarua tu ndio tunapata lishe. So mimi kuona pale bado nimekuwa mzigo kwake. Yeah. Ilibidi nijiondoe pale mtaani. Yeah. Niende kutafuta maisha. Ndio nilienda jela.
Oh.
So kwa jela ndio nilipatana na Yesu Kristo.
Na ukaokoka. Sasa okay, let's just fast forward. So ukirudi so usha reform, ushaombewa, usha serve time, umerudi mtaani. So now what happens? Do you still hang out with the same people when you walifanya ukaenda jela, ama do you now change your clique? Do you move from where you used to live, ama how do you move forward?
Okay, I moved from where I used to stay. I used to stay to Kawangware 46.
Right.
Then now I moved to Ngando. But it's the same constituency, Dagoretti South.
Right.
So I decided to move, but my friends, wenye tulipata nao Team Change, au ndio tunaendanga Kawangware.
Oh.
Because most of them wako pale Ongwaro pale kwa kiwanja. Hapo ndio tuna meeting zetu. Hapo ndio tunafanya environmental activities zetu, tunacheza bola hapo. So hapo Ongwaro ndo mi huenda most of the time, but mi live sahi na live Ng'ando.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Nice. So say uko mtaani umeniambia uko involved in stories of football. Yeah. And you have team change. Reform the form. How do you help the youth in your in your area to make sure they don't end up like you? Do you have any programs, mentorship programs that involve the youth? Do you talk to them? Do you have forums? Amani through football?
Actually, the first activity that nasaidia nao my youth ni hiyo side ya football.
Right.
Because football, when they engage in football, you know, mind zao zitakuwa idle.
Yeah.
Na tuko na activities mingi tunadu pale, sio hata football peke yake. We have a group, this team change. We came together and we form a group. We have a certificate. We have a table banking. We have table banking. Now we have another activity which is we are creating some dustbin to the locals. Is it that dustbins za kurusha takataka? Yeah.
Okay.
So we are trying to engage in environmental activities that can keep our environment clean. Yeah.
Right. And I really, really like that. Yeah. I'll be coming to you just in a while. But first things first. Mr. Joel, do you have any programs? Okay, sorry. Check the mic. Okay, so do you have any programs that involves helping the youth that have used drugs and they are willing to change and move forward with their life? Do you have anything that in your organization?
For now, we don't really have something like that. But the minister has come up with guidelines on cessation, whereby those who would like to quit abusing drugs can be helped.
Right.
So if there is any who needs that kind of help, they can go to the nearest health facility and they'll be guided accordingly. Or they can call us and we guide them on where to go. But I was still feeling that there was something to address about accessibility. Research has shown that we have had researches that have been done. One was done by the Consumer Information Network, which is here in Kenya. And it showed clearly that cigarettes are normally sold near schools, very close to schools, contrary to the law. The law stipulates, or rather gives the distance that should be between where cigarettes are sold and institutions of learning. And if you go like now to Kenyatta University, where I was recently, you find cigarettes are being sold very close to the gate. Yeah, so, you know, the young people are being targeted because they are the best. Even the devil is looking for them. So they must be very careful because everyone wants the young people. Yeah, so that is a problem that we have. And I'm praying that these young people will also be creative. You know, when you get this knowledge, like what he has said, we normally don't go talking about religion so much, but I can still also say that he has said something very important, that one can also leave smoking when he changes his life and gets born again, the way he said. Because I've also seen it. There was an addict in Kenyatta University when I was a student who was a roommate. And he got saved. I talked to him and he changed totally.
So the youth should actually look to maybe going to church and stuff like that. So church actually helps.
Yeah, it does. It has helped many.
Okay.
Yeah, although it's not the only way, but it has helped
it's one
many.
Way.
Yeah.
All right, and as we wind up, because we don't have enough time, we'll have to continue this conversation. We need like 2 hours just to talk about this because I feel like we have too much to say. But right now, I just want to know that the warning signs, the health warning signs on cigarettes and alcohol actually help in reducing the I don't know, drug abuse in like the youth and just maybe majority of the people who use drugs.
They do. The only way, the only problem that we have in Kenya today is, you are not supposed to sell cigarettes in single sticks.
Yeah.
The law says you sell in packets,
Right.
so that people have access to the warnings on the packets. But in Kenya, we are suffering from that impunity, violation of the law. We have no regard for the law.
Yeah.
So people are selling single sticks.
Yes.
Now, when you sell single sticks, the warnings don't help.
Yeah.
Because people are not seeing those warnings on the single
now
sticks.
who's to blame? Is it the government? Is it the seller? Is it the user? Or who is to blame?
Every Kenyan that is involved is to blame, because when the law states clearly that you are supposed to be punished if you see something going wrong and you don't do anything about it. Yeah, but then those that are supposed to enforce this law, the law enforcers, they are sleeping on the job.
Right.
That's why they go around collecting taxes, small amounts of money and briberies, bribes, instead of doing their work. So people continue abusing the law.
Right.
That's the problem that there is.
Sawa. We'll come back to that the next time we have you in studio, because I'm being told we're out of time. But right about now, I want just Morris to give us your social media handles, because I'm very interested in what you said, and I'm sure the majority of the youths actually feel the same way. So maybe if they want to reach you, where can they get you? Alafu tume shout out zako haraka, and then we'll be back to him to do the same thing.
I can give just my number.
Uh-huh.
My number is 0718 58 93 83.
Right. Maybe just one more time. Your number again.
My number are 0718 58 93 83.
Okay.
Okay, when I give shout out, I want to give shout out to my friends who are at Kawangware, CDF, mostly Team Change. We have Dadan Kishki, Jijo, Nash, and all of the Team Change members.
Right.
And still, I want to wish I want to give a shout to Mneti Huru. This is a group we have partnered with them because they have the same ideas with us. We have people like Benji, Kama, along there Kawangware.
Wow.
And still
Salamu za Mluya.
Salam za Mluya. Still in Ngando. Still in Ngando, I have some people there, my good friends.
All right.
Kuna Ngando hapo youth box self-help group, of which I am a chairman. I give shout to Jerry, Gaza. Yeah, man.
All right, Team Change on social media. All right, guys. Okay, sawa. Mr. Joel, maybe just in 30 seconds, where can people find you on social media if the youth actually want to maybe get in touch with you? Maybe they want to invite you over to a school or an organization for you to just come and talk to them.
Yeah, first, my number is 0722 45 8281. 0722 45 8281. And then you can also write to us. That is info@ketka.org.
Right.
And this is a very trying moment for the tobacco control fraternity, especially in Africa. We've just lost a really soldier in the name of Sheila, Dr. Sheila in Uganda. She has really been fighting and fighting. She has been a leader. Yeah. So we are really mourning and sending our condolences. We are with them in this. And finally, we are also celebrating this year, the 50th year, 50 years of medical service by Professor Peter Odhiambo, who is the father of tobacco control in Kenya. He was actually the pioneer chairman of Kenya Tobacco Control Alliance. I took it from him. So we are celebrating 50 years.
50 years is a long time.
Yeah, he has really served this country.
Yes.
And finally, I pray that we have a very serious tobacco control group called Den of Hope in Isili. Maybe one time you invite them here also to show you what they are doing.
We would love that very much.
Yeah, they are doing a lot in Nairobi, and the other media houses have also invited them. They are led by somebody called Odhiambo. They are doing well. So
maybe
you.
you'll organize that for us. We'll love to have them, but that is for next time. Thank you so much for coming. We'll love to have you and just have more time so that we can address more issues.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for coming.